What's going on? It's been a minute since I recorded because my son has been with me. And I don't know what I was thinking the first 7 days I recorded something. He was with me. I think I was trying to push past. Listen, it's 2026 and ain't nobody pushing. Definitely not the kid, okay? We're using as little effort as possible. Anyway, he's with his dad. He went with his dad today, or he's in his dad's care today. So I thought I'd pick up my camera and talk about something. So many things that I could have talked about or that I can talk about. But I kind of want to settle on something that I've been fascinated with over these past few weeks. Yeah, I know I'm a geography, weather girl, okay? All things related to the earth, I'm very fascinated by. So I've been studying and or just learning about the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, and this happened 2,000 years ago, and I'm estimating that number. Yeah, it was around the time, or let me put it this way: sometimes I like to get, in order for me to have context when something happened that was around 2,000 years ago, I kind of look up how close it was to biblical times. And so this happened decades after Jesus was crucified. Okay, that's when it happened. So Mount Vesuvius in Italy, it erupted, and three towns in particular were destroyed, and people were killed in those towns. A couple of things that stood out in this story, or in this actual happening. One is, so I've read articles and watched videos and listened to different historians and archaeologists and geologists talk about what happened, in particular with the mountain, or not with the mountain, with the volcano itself, and with the people who stayed in these cities that were below or at the base of the volcano. A couple of things again. One being, I read an account that there were people who actually studied volcanoes back during that time. And so it's possible that the citizens in these cities knew that they were living next to or at the base of a volcano. But they didn't think anything of it because the city was so fertile because of the ash from previous um, not the ash, but the lava from and everything from the volcano from previous eruptions years and years and years past just made the land so fertile that they did not care, right? This is just a couple of the accounts that I've read and articles that I've read, that they didn't care about the possibility of it erupting because they had so much like life, and rich people lived in these towns at the base of this volcano. It was farming was good. So yeah, and they didn't care about it because of the economic opportunities that were available. So that's one thing. Another thing that stood out was there were accounts that people did flee the city, in particular people who had enough money, who, because earthquakes were happening, the lava underneath the lava, it's lava when it comes out. I think it's magma while it's still in there. While it's still in the earth. But as it's moving and making its way up, earthquakes are happening. Now, I don't know how many earthquakes and how long before, or how many years before or how many months before the eruption of the volcano happened, that all of these earthquakes were transpiring. But some people, had enough money and wherewithal and resources to flee. So it's likely that the people who were, anyway, they had enough money to flee. Also, people who fled, and this is in one particular YouTube documentary that I watched, people who didn't live in those towns, maybe because they didn't have enough money or they didn't work in those towns as servants or maids or common folk, what have you. People who tended the land further out, they knew something was happening and they fled. And so it just got me to thinking a couple these two things that are standing out to me about the warning signs that are happening right now. Because y'all, we are in dark times right now, like dark. And I'm not talking about biblical dark. I grew up a Christian, so I think most of us probably, when I say dark times, y'all maybe think I'm talking about the devil. And I ain't talking about none of that because I don't believe in the devil. I'm talking about materially, like we are in dark times. Economically, we are in dark times. We're just in dark times right now. It's so much evil going on. And I don't even want to use the word evil. Let me not say that. Because a lot of this is man-made. Because I don't want to put out there that this is like some pie in the sky, like woo-woo type stuff. No, this is some stuff that has been initiated by man, that's happening right now by human. Okay, so there are so many warning signs that are taking place, and it feels like we are the people who are like, well, it's fertile ground, it's fertile around here, so we'll be okay, we'll be okay on this land because everything is okay. No, it's not okay. I just want to put that out there. Like, and also as an earth girl, I also feel, and I just talked about this in a voice note to a friend this morning, how, so the earth has gone through several eras. Like, she has been, it has rained on the earth for millions of years. It has been fire. It has been ice. The earth has been many things. And she is now in her fertile era where she has produced plants and trees and humans, right? She's in the era where she has produced humans. And it just feels like now there's so many warning signs. One of them I talked about before in a video that I posted recently. I talked about how Tornado Alley is shifted to the east and how Memphis is now in Tornado Alley. And so that's because of climate change and weather is getting more sporadic and just more intense. So it just feels like there's so many warning signs and we're just not heeding them. It's like we're in La La Land. Like I'm picturing or hearing the Smurfs theme song, la 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 la. It's like I'm seeing that. And so I just kind of wanted to put that out there. Two things that stood out about the eruption of Mount Vesuvius and the people who were unfortunately, caught up in the ash and the heat. All right, bye-bye.